atonement for 1,000-year pain! Experience an eon of suffering! Shifting sands know not the mountain's permanence. The enraged earth will not absolve you! Shifting sands know not the mountain's peril. Morax. 1,000.
You should call it by
Fate? Fate? So here lies the wisdom of the gods.
no. You have
That voice.
Azdaha.
Huh? Could.
Morax. Azdaha. During the battle, you imbued us.
Yes, it was all I could manage. Forgive me for concealing the truth, Trap. Allow me to elaborate. Heaven and earth, yin and yang.
So.
No, it can't.
When the seal loosened, your power manifested in this world as a child. That's when it occurred to you. The loosening of the seal.
The audacity! Are you insane?
I was another power awakened with the loosening of the seal. Too weak to reincarnate, but strong enough to possess a human. I was barely conscious. I couldn't remember.
I had sensed that something was amiss when you mentioned Dragonfall. Had your...
Don't blame yourself. I have changed. It's been so long. A secret.
There would be no harm in it.
You haven't changed. Then allow me. Azdaha was once a friend and ally of the Geo-Archon Morax. The memories of rocks do not last long. Those erosion ground Azdaha's Azdaha.
What would you expect?
This much is true. Which is why you, in the beginning, in order to open up new territory and increase production, erosion made us, even Morax shared with us some of his power to prevent further erosion, and so we became you. From your will, I am your final contract.
No.
I am the remnants of Azdaha's benevolence.
No. It is I, Azdaha, forged of elemental crystal, bearer of the weight and memories of the earth, older than the mountains and the oceans that decides. I will not swear allegiance.
Morax is
A lord over insects is nothing but an insect in turn.
You forgot yourself. No, but that which you have forgotten. I hold here all powers under heaven, rise and fall of land and sea.
A star appears within the wild. Strange.
You are spent in the wilderness.
No, that isn't true.
Perhaps it isn't.
More axe.
The little girl vanished.
Are you satisfied?
I had to make amends. Satisfaction had no part in it. So, Morax, you call yourself Zhongli these days?
I do.
Well,
As you please.
I never did forget your gift of sight.
I hardly lifted.
And yet, you could see. You wouldn't know the yearning of a blind dragon, searching for the sun. A pair of eyes, from Morax to Azdaha. This, I will remember this.
Your power is nearly spent.
Perceptive as always, my friend.
Shall we get going, you and I?
Surely the pressing matter is still that of the miners trapped outside the seal.
Indeed. Hence the need to get going.
Huh? How did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners. Oh, wow. Where did that come from? Adventure Team, assemble! Let's go find some treasure. Benny's Adventure Team, assemble! Or not.
So there you are. My men and I found your clues, and we found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. It seems he'll be okay. Sadly, we found no trace of the other three. Huh? Young Kun, what?
Nothing. Pay it no mind. Those three might...
Cave? What happened?
They're exhausted, but not in danger. Don't worry.
Right. Well, thank you, all of you. I better go and see how they're doing.
So you're taking them back to Liyue Harbor?
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem. You rescued my men. I'll be happy to assist all of you in any way I can. I'll be back soon. I need to assess their condition.
Kunjun, we should be calling you Azdaha. You're coming back to Liyue Harbor too, right?
Not I. Merely this body. Once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners back to Liyue. Kunjun hails from a family of famous artisans. He too will be famous in time. It would be a shame for someone of his talent.
You always did.
Curious how swords and daggers are blind.
Azdaha,
I consent.
today I am just...
Even you met such a fate. Let's get the difficult part out of the way. I cannot guarantee that I won't be awoken a second time.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must prepare itself to face you.
And how will Liyue fare without Rex Lapis?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men. I was once their god. I ought to be here to witness their rise and fall.
All life is shaped and then ground away by the endless flow of time. You were always the strongest among us. Yet, it would seem that even you have been eroded. That's unimportant. Fate is ordained by heaven. Even if our mission had already concluded, it would be cowardly not to strike out on the road of departure. You may live forever, doomed to a lonely existence. Yet, even this is temporary.
Huh? How did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners!
So there you are. My men and I found your clues and followed them straight here. We found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. Huh?
Nothing. Pay it no mind. Those 3 miners are over there, in that cave.
Cave? What happened?
They're exhausted, but not in danger. Don't worry.
Right. Well, thank you, all of you. I better go and see how they're doing.
So you're taking them back to Liyue Harbor?
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem.
Kunjun, we should be...
Not I. Once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners back to Liyue. Kunjun hails from a family of famous artisans. He too will be famous in time. It would be a shame for someone of his talent to go missing.
You always did have a great admiration for blacksmiths.
Curious how swords and daggers are blind, yet their creators see so much. Perhaps...
Azdaha, I am no longer the Geo-Archon.
I can sense it.
Today I am just an ordinary citizen of Liyue.
Even you met such a fate.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must...
And how will Liyue fare without Rex?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men. I was once their god.
All life is... That's unimportant. Fate is ordained by heaven. You may live forever, doomed to a lonely existence. Yet, even this...
I do not pretend to match your rhetoric when it comes...
Were it not so, you would have killed me.
You've brought a smile to my face.
That day in the
A heart of stone is a heart nonetheless. But I am the god.
You chose justice, but
The movements of the Earth Dragon.
hence, Ma. Do not forget that I was there with Liyue's founder. The face may have changed, but the content, old friend.
Thank you, Azdaha.
My life is nigh on.
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Yes. Don't be
Whoa.
In fact, we have yet to meet the real... He was. Centuries may have passed since then.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo-life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Azdaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes. Quicker than words could tell, lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds.
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. But if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
The dragon accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
A 1,000 years ago, Azdaha attacked the chasm. I tried to... During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he. And in his heart, he still retained an ounce of goodwill towards me. He was willing to be sealed away. But as the erosion set in, he forgot. Even I cannot have... The greater the power, the greater the danger erosion may bring about. Personally sealing away an old friend. People abandon and surrender, but I was a god of men.
You still can't...
Call it, I must thank...
No worries.
Oh? About what?
Oh, yeah. So, he told us about Conria and the punishment of the gods. That's when we realized Zhongli...
Why?
You can't even...
I understand.
You mean...
It was signed. You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you.
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears there are many, they have been but you are capable. Those who come to witness will witness.